Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at calculating the distance between 2 points in the Cartesian plane. So let's start by plotting two random points in the Cartesian plane. I'll call this one x1, y1 and this x2, y2. To find the length of this red line segment, the distance between these 2 points, I can create a right-angled triangle. I can create a right-angled triangle because the x and y axis are always at right angles to each other. So this distance here is just the difference between the two x values, x2 minus x1, and this distance here is just the difference between the y values. So using Pythagoras' theorem, when we're finding the hypotenuse, which is what we're finding here, it's just the square root of shorter side squared plus shorter side squared. So here, x2 minus x1 is like a. This is like the square root of a squared plus b squared. This is the formula for the distance between 2 points. So if I want to find the distance between these 2 points here, all I need to do is square root. Now, x2 minus x1 is 6, so it's the square root of 6 squared. And then negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. So it's always a plus between them. Whenever you substitute a negative into a formula, use brackets. So the distance between these 2 points, the exact distance is square root of 72. That's what you give if it says give the exact distance. If it says rounded answer, it's about 8.49 units. And we're done. Let's look at a slightly harder question. So we're going to find the value of A if the distance between the points A5 and 3, negative 3 is 17 units. So this is what we're looking at here. 3, negative 3 is this point here. Now the point A5, we know the y coordinate is 5. So the point will be somewhere along this line. We want to find the point somewhere along this line such that this distance here or this distance here is equal to 17 units. So before we start, we see we should get 2 answers. So let's use the formula that we found on the previous slide. So this is the formula. We're going to substitute everything we know. So firstly, we know the distance is 17 units. So we know that the x-coordinate of the first point is A and the x-coordinate of the second point is 3. So similarly, we know that the y-coordinate of the second point is negative 3 and the y-coordinate of the first point is 5. So now it's just a matter of solving this equation for A. So we have 17 equals the square root of 3 minus A squared. Now, of course, negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. Negative 8 squared is positive 64. So to get rid of the square root, we're going to square both sides. So 17 squared, and if I square root the right-hand side, all I do is take away the square root. So now let's subtract 64 from both sides. 225 equals 3 minus a squared. So now we need to square root both sides. So we either have 3 minus a equals positive 15 or 3 minus a equals negative 15, because 15 squared and negative 15 squared both equal 225. So if 3 minus a equals negative 15, that gives us the answer a equals negative 12. If 3 minus a equals negative 15, that means a is equal to 18. So over here, we would have the point 518 as one possibility, and over here, we'd have 5, negative 12 as the other possibility. And thus we have 2 answers as we predicted. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.